Good morning, family. Good morning, TikTok. Let's turn this up. Good morning, good morning, Grand Rising. I'm not going to be on here for long because I have to take my daughter to get her hair done. But let's talk about this 580 to an 815, right? It didn't happen overnight. This client went from a 580 credit score to an 815. He came to me in May or June. I think it was like the end of May, beginning of June. And I looked at his credit report. We had our consultation. I looked at his report and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. Well, little did I know that this credit report would change the way I do credit, right? It changed the way I look at credit. It changed a lot. And so this gentleman, when you look at his report, he had maybe, good morning, he had maybe 3 months of financial hardship. He just turned 30. In his credit report was more solid and had more 5-figure accounts that he had gotten and paid down to the ground than most 40-year-olds I know, right? So he probably had, I don't know, almost 30 accounts. And I mean, we're talking 80,000, 60 some thousand, we're talking high limits. And he worked his butt off. So these accounts, these cars, these credit cards, these personal loans, all this different stuff, he had paid down to zero. And during the pandemic, some shit happened. And he had financial hardship for about 3 months. And he had to make a choice, right? He had to make a choice if he was going to keep his house and be able to do, survive or make these credit card payments. And so it was 8 accounts in total out of 30 that needed to be taken off. And it was literally like you could see in his credit report where he literally had to pick and choose, right? And so I got pissed because it was 3 months of financial hardship. They would not work with him. They would not give him extensions. They would not try to help him in any way. And they literally just ruined his credit. And when you're 30, you got to think about that, right? You're trying to buy a house. You're probably trying to get another car. You're trying to make investments. This person was an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur. So they're trying to do business credit. Like there's a lot of shit that goes into that. And so for 10 years, you pay your bills on time. And I'm not talking little bills. And you have hardship for 3 months and they just ruin your credit until you're 40. That really did something, right? That really hit me in a different way. And so I started to fight. And I sent off his credit report and the CFPB kicked it back and said they don't even handle those type of accounts because these weren't regular accounts. These were federal credit unions and they were 5 figures. They were 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Like it was over $100,000 in debt that we took off his credit report. So anyways, we went to work. We went to battle, right? I sent off several different disputes, several different ways. And we're talking between probably three and four, right? And I just kept resetting. I kept reattacking. We kept going. And as of last night, his TransUnion is now at an 815. Now, the rest of them are at the high 700s, right? So we got all the negative accounts off. All 8 of those collections came off. And it took me, like I said, you guys, it took me 3 different sweeps. So it was a fight. It was a fight. And there was 2 late payments. He kept one of his credit accounts and there was 2 late payments. And Discover is like not budging, right? Discover reversed the late payment charges, gave him the late payment fee back, but they will not reverse the late payments. And he has on-time payments. The card is paid up to on time now. It was only 2 late payments. This is a higher limit card. And they just will not work with us, right? And so I did a backdoor hack. And as of yesterday, TransUnion had both late payments and the fraud alert off. So he has an 815. Good morning, guys. Good morning. We're waiting for Experian and Equifax to come back with the other 2 late payments off. The reason I'm telling you guys this story is because in June, I had all the confidence in the world that I was going to sweep this report just like I sweep everybody else's, right? I was going to run it through. The stuff was going to come off. We were going to be good to go. That's not what happened. It's not. Like 2 accounts came off here and there, right? That's not what happened. The second and the third sweep, like we're making progress, but I'm used to, dropping a sweep, running the method, and everything coming off, right? And if not everything, you might have 1 or 2 accounts dangle. You're not going to have 1 or 2 accounts come off and 6 dangle, right? And so the reason I'm telling you guys this story is because if I would have gave up, if I would have said, oh, I can't do this, if I wouldn't have kept going and kept researching and kept trying new methods, he would not have an 815 credit score right now, right? And so that is the important part that I kind of want you, well, not kind of, that I want you guys to really wrap your heads around. There's no one credit repair method that's going to work, right? There's no credit. The only credit repair method that is illegal is when you go into a police station and you say somebody stole your identity, right? You're falsifying a police report. You're going into a police station and you're saying you're falsifying a police report and you're wasting police officers' time, right? Yeah, we don't do. But if you are using Metro 2, if you are backdooring them, if you are doing the Equifax backdoor hack, if any means necessary, if you're changing your docs to get your address off, that is not illegal. It might be unlawful. It might be unethical, right? But everything they're doing to you is unethical. Bliss and Bad, what's going on? What's going on? Everything they're doing is unethical, you guys. The whole credit report is fraud. You never gave them permission. They literally redline and discriminate. They pick and choose who they want to clear reports for and who they don't. And I have ran hundreds of credit reports. I can make that assumption, right? It's not even an assumption. I've done my market research. I know if I send in a 35-year-old Caucasian woman credit report, and I actually have proof of this, they're going to wipe that sucker all the way out. They're not going to give me no battle. But if you happen to be any shade of brown, I can assure you it is going to be a battle. If your address is in certain neighborhoods, you only get extended certain credit, right? You're going to go up against a battle. They are not being ethical with us. So we don't have to be ethical and play fair with them. They are not government entities. They are not government agencies. They are companies. They're just companies that assumed the role of credit reporting. We just don't know how to stand up for them. We don't know how to articulate our arguments, and we don't know how to stand up to them, right? Start reading the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Not all of it. Not all. You guys, I know it's boring. I know the Fair Credit Reporting Act is boring, okay? Them laws, it sounds like somebody's speaking Chinese. It is not fun. But that is what is going to get collections and derogatories removed. I'm seeing problems. I can't see it on my right eye. Vision is messed up. Oh, on your credit report? DM me. DM me. Do you have the replay, Bliss and Beautiful? Yeah, just DM me. We'll jump on a call. Do you do the credit repair process? No, I do credit repair processes. So I do credit repair and I teach credit. I teach credit repair. And I come on live twice a day. And in anything that, any questions you guys have, I'm fully transparent. I don't hold you guys up. I'm going to answer your questions. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you what to do. I don't do that gatekeeping. And I show you guys how to take your credit and then leverage your personal credit to get $100,000 or more in business credit and how to invest, right? Because that is one thing, the wealth, right? The wealth building. That is the quickest way to really stabilize yourself financially. And it's the easiest way to gain access to money to open your business or invest that's at an affordable payment, right? So I don't show you guys how to go. I don't show you guys how to go into a bank and do like a traditional loan because the payments are so high and we have to pay interest on that money. So I show you guys how to leverage your personal credit to obtain business credit, liquidate your cards, and use that to go and get income producing assets or invest. Invest in different things like network marketing, different e-com, stuff like that. So you can make money that's not going to take all your time, right? So maybe you want to only work 40 hours a week and you can run your ecom business 5-10 hours a week on the side, but it gives you 4 or 5 figures a month, right? So I don't do like the get rich quick shit. I'm not here to tell you guys, do this and in 90 days you're going to be making 5 figures. No, right? Everything is a build out. What you get out of this is what you put into this. And when we're listening to people that tell us, oh, just do this and within 90 days, you're going to be making you're going to be making 5 figures a month, blah, 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 blah. It's probably cap. I'm not saying there's not stuff out there like that doesn't exist, but I haven't found it yet. So that's what this channel is for. It's really for credit tips, business credit tips, and different investments and things that you can do to really set yourself and people up for financial success. Should I use Identity IQ? Identity IQ is fine. Yep. Okay. Both of you. I see both of you. I'll check the DMs when I get done. Tyler. Yeah. Identity IQ is fine. So, Identity IQ and Credit Karma, it's a real score, right? That's a real score that you're seeing. It's just a Vantage 3.0 score. And that's not a score that the credit reporting agencies, or not credit reporting, the lenders and underwriters use, right? The lenders and underwriters use a different scoring system that's your FICO. So like Identity IQ, My Score, Credit Karma, all that stuff, it still is an indicator of what is going on with your credit, right? So you can still check your late payments. You can still look at your account, which is your profile, and you can see what's going on if you have a big dip or you have a big jump, right? When you go in to get a vehicle or a house or you apply for a line of credit, they're looking at your FICO score, which is just a different scoring system. A lot of you guys would be surprised that sometimes you have not so high Vantage 3.0 scores, but you have great FICO scores, and vice versa. Sometimes you have great Vantage 3.0 scores, but your FICO score, it isn't great. So yeah, Identity IQ is fine. It is going to give you updates. It's going to show you what's going on, and you can see all three of them. And that's really all you need. When you're doing credit repair and you're fixing your credit, you just need to be able to see all three credit reporting agencies because you want to be able to see in real-time updates. So I personally like Experian. Experian's probably the closest to your real credit score. Experian's probably the closest to the credit score that the lenders use because all the scores are real. And you're able to see in the notifications like real updates and when stuff comes off and all that. But Credit Karma does that too. Credit Karma is just an app though, you guys. Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring service. It's actually like an affiliate marketing. And you know how they offer you those lines of credit? They get paid when you click on them. So Credit Karma is more of like a landing page for affiliate marketing, I think. I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, when this is why, like in the business trappers, this is why I teach everything that I know, right? And we talk about all types of different stuff. Sometimes we might talk about manifestation. Sometimes I might be in there giving them the 7-figure tricks and hacks, that I get from my 7-figure coach, right? Because I have a coach. I'm in a mentorship. My mentorship was $10,000. And I bought straight through the funnel. I didn't even get on a sales call because I knew that mentorship was what I needed to scale my business. And I went from 0 social media presence, 0 social media following, right? 0 online clients to consecutive 5-figure months within 6 months inside of that program. You know when you found something or a coach or someone that's like the shit, the truth, right? All right. So when you guys are debating, I'm still waking up. When you guys are disputing your credit, I've noticed that the different credit bureaus respond differently to different types of disputes. I've also noticed that different accounts come off easier with different methods. So like student loans, right? State and federal. They seem to come off very easily when it is when you use Metro 2. Evictions and bankruptcies. Student loans, evictions, and bankruptcies. Metro 2, swiping it out. And it seems like collections, charge-offs, child support, write-offs, repos, stuff like that, they're coming off better with the sweep, right? With the FTC sweep. And so Sunday on the 28th, I'm actually teaching you guys tomorrow. I have a master class and I'm teaching you both sweeps. So the class is it's only $600, right? This is a $3,000 sweep, and I'm giving you two different sweeps. And the reason that the class is $600 is because I'm teaching you both sweeps, and whenever I teach something for the first time, I always keep it at a lower price, right? And you want to make sure you guys look for that in your coaches and people teaching you guys. So the sweep is 3,000 and it's at sweep 600 because I'm giving you guys a new method. And so in this new method, you guys are going to try it out. We're going to do some market research, right? We're going to see how great this goes because it's been working extremely well for me. And part of that was actually this last credit report I just did. So I used to only do Metro 2 or only FTC. And because this credit report that went from 580 to 815 was so hard, that's where I came up with this hybrid, and I want to teach it to you guys, right? So if you are doing your credit, if you have anything, late payments, evictions, student loans, derogatories, charge-offs, BKs, repos, whatever it may be, get into class tomorrow, you guys. Literally, I'm showing you both ways to do it in the different bureaus, how to send it off, right? So step by step, exactly how to send it off, the exact verbiage I'm using. And this just took off over $100,000 in debt on this person's credit report. And these accounts have not come back on. Nope, there's no fee to use Metro 2. So that is a great question. The Metro 2 that I show you guys is actually, it is not a it's the verbiage. It's the actual format. So you don't have to like use the software and run the letters once a month. This is an actual format and you're picking the reason and putting it on there. So it's basically like the best of the best, and it's not a template that's spit out of a computer. And the Metro 2 Big Book has everything in it. Everything. John Doe, if your credit score is 823, you're ready to get business credit. 823 is amazing, and congratulations, because that's not easy to get to. How old should my business be? Tyler, when you're doing when you're doing the credit stacking, your business doesn't need age. So when you're doing the credit stacking the way I show you guys in class, good morning, guys. Your business doesn't need age. You don't need income docs. They're not going to ask you for income docs, and you don't need age. You don't need revenue because they're asking you your projected. You do need I personally, you should have a separate email, separate address, separate phone number on your applications. You should make sure that your math makes sense, right? So on your annual, you can, they're asking for everybody in your household. So if you have a spouse, if you have people in your house, you can add everybody's income together and put it on your annual income. And for your business, they're asking you projected. But it's not the same as going into a bank. When you go into a bank to get business funding, you need age, you need good credit, and you need a trade line on your business that is handled the type of money that you are trying to receive. So if you're trying to get 50K from a bank, you need to have 50K that you have gotten and paid off on your business, right? When you do credit stacking, none of that applies. And that's really why I show you guys how to do it. It's just a way easier way to get 100,000 and go be able to invest and open up your business. It's also a way more manageable payment. And that class starts February 3rd, right? So that is a 60-day class. We meet every Saturday. We also meet on Wednesdays. I show you guys how to set your businesses up, how to pick a multi-member over a single member LLC. I show you guys how to DBA and incorporate your name so you can slide your social security numbers off of your LLCs. I show you guys how to set your businesses up so that way you can get any type of funding. You can do hard money loans, traditional lending. You can do angel investing, crowdfunding, credit stacking, literally any type of funding that you want to go for that makes sense. I show you guys how to fill out the applications. I show you guys exactly where to go. I give you guys the different processes, not to get to really just 100K, but how to get to 500,000. I also give you guys all the different things and hacks and tricks that I'm learning as I go, right? So I'm fully transparent. If I've done something and I've ran it, I tell you guys. If this is the first time I'm running something, I tell you guys. So I have a play that we're dropping in February, and that's how to buy a house in 4 months, fresh home from prison with $2,000 that I learned at a credit event. I show you guys how to liquidate your cards. I show you guys how to add primaries, all types of shit, like all types of stuff. Let me answer some of these questions. And the 6-figure business credit class starts February 3rd. And you automatically go into the master sweep, right? Because you guys, we got to have our personal credit together. Even if you lean on the no PG, EIN only business credit, just to expand or get up and get started, you want to be focused and working on your personal credit. You are going to shoot yourself in the foot if you don't. You are not going to get any real money. I'm just a working man. Should I still pull business credit? If you want to invest, John Doe, if you want to invest, you want to leverage your credit to get business credit and invest and maybe make some extra money, have some different streams of revenue coming in. That way you can put up for your retirement or maybe work less hours or retire your spouse if you have one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Does PG mix your personal with business? It does not. So when you are leveraging your personal, your business is only going to report to your business credit. The only card that reports to your personal is the Capital Spark, and we stay away from that one, right? Now, if you miss payments and you do not take care of your business credit, it will absolutely go on your personal. This is another reason why in the class I show you guys how to get your socials off of there, off your LLCs, and incorporate your names. I also show you guys how to put if you acquire assets, how to put your assets in your holding company, have your LLCs underneath that with the money coming in, and how to separate yourself completely from your business, right? Even if it's just an investment company. You guys don't have to go into business, right? You don't have to open up and run your own business. You can leverage your personal credit, obtain business credit, and use that to invest. I have one of my clients, he learned how to do the tax deeds. So he has, it's like almost 400,000, something like that in business credit. And he literally buys tax deeds around the United States. And so he takes advantage of the 0% interest, right? So he liquidates his card, he uses his card to purchase the tax deed. And sometimes that could be 6 months, sometimes that could be a couple years. But he gets hella interest back on his money, or he bids on the property. So it's like, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. That's how he chooses to invest his business credit. I have another, me personally, I have my business credit card on an e-com store that's doing a build out. Most of my family does too. There's so many different ways. There's so many different ways you can invest, and you don't just have to open a company. So you can use your business credit to make money for you. And that's really the name of the game, is we're using other people's money to make money for us. And the payment's only $800 to $1,100 a month when you use credit stacking. And that is way more manageable than going into a traditional loan at a bank and doing $2,000 to $3,000 a month on $100,000. But yeah, no, it doesn't mix. You always want to keep everything separated. And I show you guys that inside the class, right? We don't want to commingle our business and personal, and we don't want to commingle our credit. Business credit and personal credit is separate. Yep. It doesn't business credit doesn't report to your it doesn't affect your utilization. It doesn't affect your debt to income ratio. You usually get 2 to 3 times higher limits. You get the same 0% interest, you get the points. You can have like 3 and 4 personal American Express cards, and you can have 5 business American Express cards. So when you already have a relationship with them personally, your business credit hits it even higher. And you just get higher and higher limits. You can do a C Corp, absolutely. I don't recommend that we do a C Corp though until our business is doing at least 30,000. And so if you are an LLC and you're just starting out, maybe your company did like 10,000. You guys always speak to a professional when you are doing your taxes, okay? Or you are making changes on your taxes. Call your tax preparer, your CPA, your EA, whatever, right? But there's a form, it's a 8832 on irs.gov, and you can change the way your company is taxed. So you can remain a multi-member or single-member LLC, but your company will have its expenses will be separated, right? So check out, it's 8832, self-explanatory. Just read it, but make sure that you contact, consult with a professional whenever you're dealing with the IRS and taxes and money, because not everybody's business is set up the same. Not all state tax laws are the same, right? And not everybody has the same situation. So always consult with a professional when we're talking about taxes and finances. I know, but don't you use your PG? So when you're using your PG to get business credit, you're using your good credit, your credit worthiness to say, hey, I have credit worthiness. I pay my bills on time. I'm going to take care of this business credit. That's all. The rest is all separate, right? So it does not go onto your personal. It does not affect your personal. It's not going to affect your utilization. It's not going to affect your payments. It's not going to affect your credit limits. Your business and your personal is separated. You're only using how you are on paper and how you have taken care of your personal credit to say, hey, give me this 100,000 because I pay my bills on time and I do what I'm supposed to do. And it works. You two different sweeps. I'm teaching you guys a hybrid. This removes any negative items from your credit report in 30 to 45 days. And so that class is going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I feel like you know me. Oh, oops. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, whoa, John Doe. Hold on, buddy. That went left real fast. I usually adjust my taxes until I get at least 30K refund. Whoa. No, we're not adjusting our taxes until we get a 30K refund, but to each their own. What do you think about shelf companies? Shelf companies are okay, right? So business credit is different than personal, right? The business world is different. It's not governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act or any of that good stuff, and it's company to company or corporation to corporation. In the business world, it's fluent, right? Like it goes up and down. Have you guys ever seen a TikTok video? And maybe it goes viral, and it'll be like, go get this no PG card at Lowe's. And you'll go to Lowe's and they'll be like, yo, we don't do that, right? That's because business credit isn't governed by the same laws. And so when they have, 30,000 people come they see, thanks guys, it scared the shit out of me. When they see a big influx in applications, right? They'll cut it. How do I turn this sound off, guys? What did I do? Okay, I don't know how to turn that sound off, but so they can cut it. So that's why for a long time, I say probably like 6 months last year, you couldn't go into Lowe's and get you had to put your social on there, right? They cut it out, and they can do that, and then they can change it back. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just got paid. Well, thank you. I don't know what that means, but thanks. So they can change at the drop of a dime, right? So it's just fluent. And so that completely threw me off. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, shelf corps. So shelf corps, if you are going to purchase one, and I just learned this, right? So inside of the 6-figure business credit class, the people that are in this class, like this is a community, right? And there's so much knowledge on that damn computer screen. It's not just me. The people in there, the trappers in there have so much knowledge. And so one of the trappers, he literally is the definition of control everything and own nothing. I don't talk trust talk, right? But he's doing his shit. He has all his shit set up correctly, right? And I don't talk about things I don't know about, you guys. I'll tell you that in 2.5 seconds. I've never set a business up in a trust, and I will not act like I have. But he has, and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's actively doing it. And so we were talking about Shelf Corps. Now, I just thought, we buy the Shelf Corp, we have the age. But they actually put me up on game, and this isn't all lenders, right? This is just some. But when you buy a Shelf Corp, make sure that it has a domain with it, because I guess some lenders will check and see if there was a domain purchased with that shelf, right? Just a little. I'm just dropping a little gem in here for you guys that I learned, right, from the trappers inside of the class, right? So I'm not going to get into if they're illegal or not. I guess ethically wise, they would say, that you were defrauding because you knew your company wasn't open this long and you need age, blah, 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 blah. But the shit that they do is unethical, right? So they're not really looking at your credit worthiness. They don't give a fuck that you have a great business plan and that this is probably going to be amazing and change your life and make a bunch of money. They're going to look at the fact that, last year you had one fucking late payment and decide that they don't want to loan you the money.